if you say a no, then you're saving money and you're making money more than saying yes to something in life. So it's been a journey, to be honest with you, but it's been a great journey. So build the entire brand, team, network, connects, the entire strategy, right? What we need to do, what we don't need to do.
Particular differentiation which a family office can bring on the table is patience. That's the patient capital, which founders can get.
Basically, you have to just ensure that you don't lose money first. First principle in life is return of capital before return on capital.
Correct.
So that is why you need to create trust. You need to see GPs with integrity. I think that is the first starting point.
But when it comes to startup investments, do you feel that they are now at a stage where, in general, they are doing better than the VC funds?
I think.
Awesome. Okay, let's get started. I had been asking Jay for quite some time to do this, and it's taken more than 6 months, I think, now to plan this.
It's just.
This is one of my most planned episodes because, believe it or not, with Karthik from Bloom, I sent him a message, and 2 weeks after we were doing it. So now I feel getting one VC is easier than getting two family office people together in a frame.
बस VC में डिवाइड हो जाता है ना, 10 जन एक जन एक काम करते हैं, हम लोग 10 काम एक जन में करते हैं.
Right, jumped into it rightly. No segue needed. अब आप सीधा VC bashing पे आओगे कि क्या मतलब? That was the original idea. Just to let me complete my thing. The original idea was this only with Jay. I was talking and he was telling, a lot of it we also do. We also need to access to direct deals. We pretty much also work with VCs, but we are building our own brand to attract. So that's when I found interesting that this guy has strong opinions, and he's maybe rightly placed as well. And also, for some reason, some people say you're the nicest guy as well. So I don't know how you do it all together. आज उस पे बात, we'll talk about that. So Jay, thank you for giving the idea of doing this episode around family offices. Thank you.
No worries.
So, and also Apurva was, Apurva.
Chetan, I think on camera, off camera, both the views will change. I think.
अब उस टाइम तो ऑफ कैमरा था ना, तो तब तो फ्री फ्लो में अच्छा बोलता. But Nimesh, interestingly, is I think the most politically correct of all three of you, all four of us for that matter. He's like, I'll come in, but no personal comments. No, I'll just come in, we'll talk. No controversy, nothing. But
he's also fundraising.
He's also fundraising.
Correct. See, both one a founder and a VC both coming to fundraising. Yeah.
No controversy from our side as well.
Yeah. No, Apurva, I mean, that is a little late now. We started off on that note and expectation setting ho gaya hai. So, but I get it. I get the sensitivity, and we try to obviously bring out things that are genuine, are authentic more than controversial. I think authentic is the word. There should be at least some honest conversation about things so that every stakeholder at least is aware, right, and learns from it. That is the idea today. And your name was obviously nominated by Jay. So now if it's going to be controversial, you will have to now at least, set the bar similar. So thanks, Apurva, for joining in as well.
Thanks for inviting.
So the session has to be. Jay, you were saying something.
I hope this episode doesn't take your job away, Apurva.
I'm not worried on that.
Chalo, theek hai. Now one person. So both of you, in a way, now to talk about it. One is managing the fund, and Jay, you also. I mean, how long you've been doing this? I don't want to ask it on the camera, but ये job है या more than job है?
No, yeah, full time. I think we're very passionate on what we do. We've been doing this is 5 years actually. Yeah, almost 5 years. Next year I should finish 5 years with what we've been doing. Been a journey to be honest with you. Started with just no laptop also. Just came to office. I had to figure even laptop कैसे लेना, क्या करना, email ID बनाना, right? So that was the entire piece. No one knew what a family office कैसे करना, क्या करना. It was very unorganized. मतलब it is like doing personal investment. म्यूचुअल फंड में डाल
Yeah.
दिया कोई वेल्थ मैनेजर आ गया किसी प्रोडक्ट में डाल दिया बट नो वन न्यू व्हाट वाज हैपनिंग एंड ऑल दीज आर ट्रेडिशनल बिजनेसेस राइट सो the 5 6 desktops are there people are working but it's not like who will buy a laptop which laptop how to do email IDs how to set processes so it's been a journey to be honest with you but it's been a great journey um built a team out when no one knew us so build the entire brand team network connects the entire strategy right what we need to do what we don't need to do more than what we need to do we built out what we don't need to do that is the most critical thing on what happens right now
Hmm.
if you say no, then you're saving money and you're making money more than saying yes to something in life. So that's what we believe. So I think
Dhruv, by the way, Dhruv asked how do you say more no's than yes, and yet you are the nicest guy. I don't know if you've interacted, Dhruv from Sadev Capital.
I know. Very, very nice guy.
When I
Very
told
nice
him
guy.
that Jay is coming in, he said, how does he say no and yet be the nicest guy? So how do you do that?
No, yeah, just genuinely just say what it is. Like नहीं कर सकता यार in whatever way and fashion. If it's outside of parameter नहीं होता है. अगर होता है तो होता है, right? Today, 1920 also we let go because at the end of the day it's a own proprietary capital, not like a venture capital or private equity fund where you can take those outlier bets also or any other piece, right? So we're very clear on what we can do, what we cannot do because we also have an opportunity cost across public debt or other asset classes. So very clear this we can do. These are limitations. These are not our limitations, and this is where we can go deep. And yeah, that is it. Yeah, so clear communication and just saying what we can, what we can't. So yeah, it's been a journey, but going to finish 5 years. Wow, time for
Wow.
graduation.
Amazing, amazing. 5 years is amazing, and we'll come to the part where you will also be able to tell the audience, how you really started off and start building this, and now where you are. I think the journey of a family office is something we'll come into in a bit after Apurva also tells, his journey of how he started off. You've been a banker, you've been on that side too, and you've seen the family office sort of, evolution, right? And yours is a
Yeah.
different kind of family office as well, right? It's a company which is right now listed, and and how did your journey of becoming a family office manager came into being?
Yeah. So what Jay just mentioned, quite a similar experience in that sense, because even for our promoters, there wasn't a formal family office concept. That is something which, once I joined them, is what we started. In fact, in the last 2.5, 3 odd years, we've even branded ourselves as B2B Ventures. Initially there was no such branding around it. So now we have a website, we have our own marketing and branding, effort which has been created over these last 2 3 years. Similar to Jai, my journey is almost 4 years now. So fifth year is when I start next year. So similar, experiences, similar backgrounds, which both of us come from. When I say banker, I was an investment banker as well as in the wealth advisory side as well. And that's very similar to what Jai had, which is investment banking for a few years. So that is where the deal picking comes into play. Investment banking has helped us in picking the right sort of deals. And here's similar process for us as well. More no's than yes. That's true for any fund, any family office. So that is bound to happen because all of us have limited set of capital, limited set of team. So we have to pick and choose the right deal, for our family office. And as we go ahead, I'll speak more about how we've been investing and how we are trying to differentiate ourselves in the ecosystem.
So brand to सबको ही बनाना है basically, even if you are a family office, to attract the right kind of deals, you need to build a brand, right? And so now let's talk it from the lens of why family offices are needed. Let's talk from the top, like from the ecosystem standpoint, and then we obviously can zoom in. But VCs have been there, and now in India specifically, if we are talking 15-20 years, VCs have really taken a prominence, and startup as a word is now common. Now why? So the family offices also, need to grow, right? Why the need for family offices to grow for the ecosystem?
So do you want me to start?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, so basically, one particular differentiation which a family office can bring onto table is patience. That's the patient capital, which the founders can get. Here, our idea would be to help the founder grow the business, even at the cost of taking more time. That is completely, fine for us. We can support the founder in a different way. All of us come from an operating background. Either the promoters had business in the past or we are running the business right now. So though they know, how to run the business, they know what the challenges and problems which a founder faces. And they would much more empathize, with the founders at that point of time, in case, there are some issues around any of the aspects in their business. So these are things, which kind of differentiate a family office versus a fund or VC or a private equity fund. And even to scale the business is something which, these family offices can help, because all of these families would have seen their businesses grow from 0 to 100 to 1,000. And that's the scale which, they can help the founders as well in their journey. Because the initial scale is very simple to build maybe, but then to scale it up from that particular level, that's the time when these family offices founders, and as in the family offices promoters and the family offices professional, can really help.
So one thing I'm hearing is that because some founders need patient capital, family offices can be better to give them the money, since they don't look at the outlook of just 7 years, 5 years that a fund would, right? That's where family offices fit in. But there are times when you co-invest with funds, right? Why does that happen? In what scenarios that happen?
So again, here we have, as I mentioned, there are 2-3 approaches which we are taking when we are investing from our family office kitty. One is an approach which we've taken and which we've started working with at least four or five companies where we've invested with such an approach. Take a significant minority. What I mean by significant minority is kind of 12 to 15% plus stakes. Up to 20-21% is what we generally go about. So be more, the amounts don't matter at that point of time, but the percentage stake in the company matters a lot. Because when you are with 15-20% stake in the company, you have a certain amount of control, a certain degree of control, which helps you to keep the checks and balances up. So in that particular approach, these co-investments don't, generally work. But at the same time, yes, we are looking at a couple of companies which, along with the fund, we are looking to, co-invest in that particular startup. This would be a seed stage deal, where the VC fund and ourselves would be, investing together. And in such a scenario, we can still maintain our controls and our rights in that particular company. So that's one set of investing. The second set of investing is, why not, piggy bank on whatever work the funds would have already done. The funds would have done their diligence. The fund would have, done their own research and understanding of that particular sector, that particular business. Why not just piggy bank on that? Our teams are, very much linear. Just like how Jai's office would have 2 members, we also have 2 members, 2 analysts, working with us. So it's a small, lean team. So why not, piggy bank with whatever work has been done? And hence, we keep on looking at these kind of co-investment opportunities, and we're regularly doing that particular work. And that's how, we differentiate between there. Our stakes obviously would be 0.5%, 1%, 2% in the company. And we are happy with that kind of an approach. And obviously the exit is also, solved by the fund. whenever the fund would be exiting, we would be getting our exits as well. So that is a balance which helps us when we are doing co-investment.
Cool. That's very good to know for any founder also who's trying to raise money, and how to keep the mix of when to go to FOs is also something that the founder should know. Jay, before you answer your part, I also want you to explain family office to anybody who's just starting to fundraise and has no clue about what are the financial instruments available to me when I go fundraise.
No, correct, right? So, quick one, family office is nothing but just another provider of capital. But you come to a family office for mainly three things. One is capital. One is patient capital. For example, we can stay, because in venture, in India at least, you take a long time to build a company out, right? So I think that capital is needed to actually be there for 10 to 12 years or 15 years of a company if you have to, right? At the end of the day. Plus, as a family office, we can give debt to the founder, we can give equity to the founder, we can actually come and structure some few products inside also, right? Because our cost of capital is much lower than a cost of capital of other institutions or other funds today. So, and if it's our own equity company, then why not, right? At the end of the day, we can actually structure it, saying give it moratorium. We can we are flexible with the tenure, so we're very flexible as a family office. We're not very rigid, and we don't have fund terms or fund life or other structures, right? So I think. Very important. I think anyone who wants to build through should also come to a family office. For everything they go to a VC also, because it's the same thing. They're more institutionalized, and they actually go in depth over there. We go across sectors and across places. So that's what we do. But as Apurva said rightly, I think family office, patient capital, I think it is very important we do an asset allocation. So there's always opportunity cost somewhere or the other. So we can do direct also, we can do co-allocation also, because again, it's diversification at the end of the day, right? The more you diversify, the more you diversify your risk to return ratio, because anyway, it's our own capital. So we're very, what is that word? We're very particular about where we invest capital, where we would lose money, which is the risk profile we would enter into, what we wouldn't do in life, and it's very black and white. We won't do these, we will do this, because this is what we've set as a family and our risk structures today. So once you define, every family office defines what they want to do, what they don't want to do, then for a founder to come to a family office saying, okay, these guys do A, B, C, D, let me go to them. These guys don't do A, B, C, D, let me not go to them. But when I invest, when I go to these guys, if these guys have invested to me, but for the next round, for example, if I need debt, and these guys don't do debt, but there are other family offices which do debt, so they can go to those guys for that round at the end of the day. So I think capital is
no straight answer. No straight answer. It depends person to person what they are building.
Correct. And our capital is fungible. So there's equity, debt. It can always be substituted by another asset class, right? Because we're not only a debt fund, not only an equity fund, not only a public market fund, right? So it's very fungible across us.
And how do you, so then the family office, just to be clear, is not only investing in startups. That's only one part of it. Eventual goal is to invest into more opportunities, right?
And honestly, I'll be honest with you. In US, family office is one of the largest asset classes. In India, that transition has started happening from 2020, 2021. I think the next 10 years, it'll be like a mainstream asset class only. So I think everyone needs to exit. A family office comes at a particular point. A VC has to come in a particular point and fund. Everyone has to exist. But I think it is, I think, high time the family office and the entire ecosystem actually gets created now, which is happening. I think, Apurva, last 5 years when we started out, there were only the big daddies, the big guys who were there, but the entire second tier, third tier didn't remain. I think now that second tier is being created, and now the third tier is going to get created in the next 10 years.
Correct. Yeah, Apurva, go on.
So, Chetan, put it across, this is that, in 2007, the wealth industry was in a similar, stage and journey, where, there was a J-curve effect for the wealth management industry. So we see a similar J-curve effect, which has started happening in the family office side. As in today, the number of family offices, professionalized family offices, which have professionals on board, they are increasing, significantly. Now, everyone wants to have someone who can help them in understanding this particular asset class, trying to slice and dice the data, try to understand how they can help and grow and invest in this particular asset class. So that is something which is happening. Second thing which is very, very positive is now there are specialized secondaries funds, which are coming in India. So earlier the exits, which were not happening, now they are happening. So even for family offices who start now, that will be something, which people had not seen earlier. See, if you see the 2016 vintage, 15 vintage funds, they have not delivered those kind of returns. But if you see the vintages after that, that DPIs, that XIRs, etc., are increasing significantly, and that's where I think the family office can participate, and they are already participating.
Let's talk about the main stuff, the returns. You mentioned the right word. Like, I mean, I hear this also that, there have been less returns, at least a notion of less returns from a lot of VCs, and that's why some of them are struggling to raise funds too. Does that also change the perception and make the family offices more important so that there is a healthy competition of the right returns as well, and some moderation to happen?
Yeah, very much. So obviously, more than returns, I would say DPI, and that's what even I mentioned earlier. DPIs are much more important because if you have the right set of DPI, right set of returns, that's the best recipe which any fund manager should have and would want to have. And obviously, if the performance is lagging, obviously no one would want to invest again with the same fund manager. Obviously, someone can give a chance one more time, but otherwise, it would ideally people would want to see good returns and good DPIs and good XRs.
Great. Jay, why don't you start the conversation, your comment, by first talking about DPI, for the audience again, and so it becomes a little educational for whoever who's joining in and trying to understand how to run a fund or a family office.
No. So of course, DPI is very important. At the end of the day, people were always talking about MOIC and IRRs as a concept, right? But people really want to see that in how much time do I get the capital back? So am I getting my capital back? How much time am I getting my capital back? So very, very important now, saying that at least chalo paisa aa raha hai वापस at the end of the day, right? Which everyone wants to say. But honestly, talking on a fund, I think I'll divide into 2-3 aspects, right? One is being what is the kind of family office you're setting up. For example, right? If we're setting up a family office which is largely the entire expertise of the team is public markets, then okay, private markets is anyways an asset allocation in the entire bucket. It is a pool we can actually allocate to funds. Let them even if they make 12 to 15 to 18 to 20 to 22%, okay, it's a bucket which we have to take part of, which we have to do, right? But if the expertise of the family office, the people managing them are private, they are on the private side, venture private side, then you need to pick and choose, saying that where is your expertise, like consumer, TMT, tech, fintech, SaaS, AI. If they can source the same amount of deals, they can do the same thing over there, then you don't need to do funds in the same space. Because again, you don't want to give the 221% setup fees, 0.25% operating fees, right? You don't need to do it because the family office and everyone running there are already taking care of the costs, and they're also professionalized to do that. So I think it depends on every family office, whether which funds to do, which type of funds to do, which funds not to do, or do you really don't want to do any funds, or do you need to do funds as a part of diversification. Everything around a family office is diversification. So honestly, that is why it is beautiful also, because every family office is very complicated. It is very nuanced. Everyone has their own set of things to do, not to do. So it's not like a fund saying that, guys, I'm doing consumer, I will do early stage, I will do 2 million ticket size, I will do less than 100 crore valuation, for example. We don't have anything like that at the end of the day. It depends on who runs the family office, what is the team in the family office, and how are you positioned as your asset allocation. And everyone is different. Even though me and Apurva can have the same thesis over there, but yet we can have nuances within that thesis at the end of the day.
Right.
So that is why, and a lot of complications. But it's okay. That's the entire way you can make money, right?
But bottom line, kya hai? Who's returning more money on the capital right now? As if you have a hunch or a ballpark, are family offices doing better than funds when it comes to startup investment? Obviously, their portfolio is diversified, but when it comes to startup investments, Do you feel that they are now at a stage where in general they are doing better than the funds, VC funds?
I think 10 years back, if you ask, then yeah, of course VC funds were always better than us. Now I think we are catching up. I wouldn't say better, worse, or whatever. We're catching up, and I think in the next 5 to 10 years, I think we should be there in some form or fashion. But I think it goes hand in hand. Like again, what type of investments? What is the depth of the team going there and sourcing investments? Is it really a focus area for the family office, or it's not a focus area? So all of them determine actually if you're doing well or no. But at the end of the day, I think we'll catch up. I think the gap was wide. That gap is getting narrowed now, and I think everyone has to exist. We also need them. They need us. I think everyone need to do everything together at the end of the day.
So Chetan, just one point aspect to add over there is allocation. What earlier family offices were never part of or were never getting an allocation. That is something which is different and which is happening. Returns here and there that will happen. That won't matter much. But earlier allocations were never happening to family offices. Those have started happening, and in many cases. Patient capital, etc., has become more, they're more, liking to that particular aspect.
Yeah, and just to finish that thought process, I think now first what was that there was a competition, right? Like VCs or family office. Now I think people are partnering with family office, saying that guys, can we both do it together? So now it's not like we only want to do this or we want to do this or y'all don't do this. It's more about can we both to come together, expand our network, expand our expertise, expand our entire spectrum of the form of wealth you're providing to a startup or a company, right? And can we do it together? So I think now it's come to a point that can we partner together because both realize each other's importance, and can we do things together to make money together? I think that is something which is coming around. And even in family offices, first I think when I started, I'll tell you a quick example. Like when we started, right, problem solution for a family office is the same. सब लोग के पास पैसा है, सब पैसा डालना, but everyone works in silos. मैं ये कर रहा हूँ, वो कोई दूसरा कर रहा है. So then interesting story, me and Apurva met in some form or fashion, and then we connected, and then when we start thinking about it, like, guys, why we don't do things separately, right? And at the end of the day, I can only hire 2 to 3 people because that's the limit. We can hire 2 to 3 people. So we're like, guys, if we both can do things too differently, but can we be an extension of each other's team? If you've seen 3, I have seen 3, then I don't need to see the other 3. He doesn't need to see this 3. And at the end of the day, I don't have to gain anything from him. He doesn't have to gain anything from me. We both have to make money together. It's both the skin is in the game, right? At the end of the day, I don't have to take any commercials out of him. Saying that both of us come in, दोनों पैसा बनाएगा तो सब लोग पैसा बनाएंगे साथ में. We'll create value together, or else it is what it is, right? We'll take the loss also together. To be honest with you, so it was very interesting saying that, guys, can we do this with more and more people by keeping your team very lean and trusting another guy. So our trust is very important. Like if Apurva does something, guys, I will not even look at it. If he says, guys, I'm doing this, 3 crores put in, I'm putting in 3, okay, done. Let's go ahead, let's sort it out, right? We don't need to see anything else at the end of the day. So the trust factor is the most important amongst us, at least, for example.
Yeah, I mean, sort of creating your own, sort of consensus, sort of consortium or something, right? Where you all trust each other, right? I think that goes without, even VCs do that all the time, right? There's some VCs they co-invest with, they share deals with, they all know that happens, right? Yeah, Purva, sorry, you were saying something.
No. So just the extension of what Jay mentioned, what started between, our 2 family offices, that extended to another family office, that extended to another family office. Today, we have 5 or, and in fact, you might be talking to Devashish Nirali in your next podcast. And then, all of us are looking and evaluating same deals now. Working together to ensure that the founder need not go outside. Within us, they can close their round. That is what we are trying to do more and more, and that's happening.
Yeah, the mafia.
I might not. For example, there were 4 families, right? If 4 of us come in, we have different network. Apurva has a different network. Nirali has a different network. Devashi has a different network. All of us have different expertise. For promoters have different expertise. We all can give debt. We all have invested in different funds. So again, across Series ABC, we can connect people to different people. So different forms of capital we can connect at the end of the day, right? So rather than me taking the entire 8 crore round, we can always say, guys, let's all of us do 2. Or we do five among us, and a venture capital who's institutionalized comes with another three to four. We all come in and reduce the chances of a company failing and do what we can for the company to succeed. So, it's more partnership and more alignment than anything else. That's all we do.
Exactly. That also brings me to a question asked by a fund manager, Pearl from Eximius Ventures. She's like, how do you pick the fund that you eventually invest in? Now let's talk about that. Yeah, when you invest in a fund, what all do you look, and how do you make that decision?
That is a question by Pearl.
Yeah, Pearl asked that question. I don't know anything behind the question, so you may know better, but she asked that question that to read it off, how are they looking at VCs and how do they intend to pick one? So basically, I asked some questions to my ex-guests that, who all want to ask questions to these two gentlemen. That's what she asked. So
I think Apurva, I think this is directed more towards me because I have to give an answer yet, not towards you.
You go ahead.
Jay is like, तो मुझे भी फंसा दिया, मैं क्या बोलूं अभी? Generally, you can answer. In general, what FOs look in funds?
No, of course, I'll tell you in general, and then of course,
one caveat. I think Pearl should answer that. We've already committed to her.
Oh, you have? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why I said I think Apurva's already done with that. I need to get back to Pearl yet.
I'm done. I'm out of this question.
No, yeah, I'll be honest with you. For us, 2-3 factors. I think pedigree of the fund manager, but more than that, I think relationship. I think want to invest into people where we can have a two-way relation, not that someone came to pitch. This is what they do. This is what they are. Give money, return. No, that's not happening. I think it's more about developing a relation over the next 10 to 15 to 20 to 30 years. Can I develop a relation with him? Can I trust him? Can I call him ever? Can I ask him for any help? Can he do the reverse with us at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
Because it's more about अच्छा लगना चाहिए, right? To work with someone at the end of the day, right? If you have a team member in your team, you don't want to be like, guys, I have expertise across finance and this, and I'm only going to do that. You come, you deliver, you go back, right? He's delivering it work, but मजा भी आना चाहिए काम करने से, right? So the same thing. I think trust is important. Knowing the person is important. Interpersonal trust is also important, not only professional. Knowing that he's going to do what it takes to get your money back, and he's not going to do anything which is not to get your money back. I think that's very important. Of course, IRR and all is very important. Return, past record, fund manager, what he's done. The team is very important. How people talk about fund outside. Will founders take their money, not take their money? Are they the first go-to fund for a founder? How they behave with other funds after they've invested, how they look at an exit, how they talk to people. I think all these interpersonal skills are also very important. How they talk to people, do they behave, how well they behave with other guys. Are they nice people? I think that is also very, 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 very important. I think most people are nice. I don't say in a wrong way, but I think building trust and building a relation.
Mic check. अरे आजकल जेंजी जो बोलते हैं वाइब चेक होना चाहिए, I think eventually it becomes about that. I keep talking to founders and now VCs also. I keep hearing the same thing. You can have the perfect pitch, story, everything, metrics, everything, but if that vibe check doesn't happen with the VC, and it works both ways, right? It's like, you're dating someone or you're getting married. It's the same thing, right? Both of you have to like to a certain degree to make that thing happen. And that's where charisma and things out of your control are, right? You can only just wish that Jay would like me. I mean, you can do everything else fine, but if that doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. You cannot force it.
Yeah, and honestly, आज नहीं होगा तो कल होगा या 5 साल बाद होगा, कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता. But the guy will maintain a relation for 5 years till we do a first deal together. That is more important. Like Dhruv and me. Vibe check, like I really like him. आज भी मैंने उसको कुछ 2 deal, we spoke about 2 deals, but not invested in the fund. Like, of course, we are looking at it, we are in the evaluation phase, but not done anything together till today. But I'm sure we'll do something in the future, 100%. And when we do, we'll do something. But again, relationship, and he's always maintained a relation. He's never asked for a check. He's been very honest. He's like, Jay, I want to maintain a relation with you. आपको डालना है तो please डालना. But he's always come point of view saying any help, let's develop a relation. You know us more first. And that is something which we look dearly in a fund manager.
Awesome.
Because
That's what.
now भी बोलूंगा ना कि ध्रुव चल नहीं डाल रहा हूँ, तो भी कल उठ के never change how he is as a person. Never.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%.
Never.
I think those are the soft things that are so important that people don't talk about as much, right? Apurva, you were saying something.
No. So just as an extension, it's like, what how you're evaluating a startup. It's a similar story for the fund as well. For the fund, because it's a journey of that particular founder in creating that fund and investing in companies. So it's very much similar to how we would, be investing in a particular startup. So we would be even looking at that fund with a similar lens over there as well.
Similar lens, yeah, similar lens.
Founder, we are looking for a hustler founder. Similarly, over here, we're looking at a hustler fund manager. How he or she could, go out of the way to help its portfolio company. So I think these are the traits which, beyond numbers, is what we would, look at.
And same with Pearl, right? And same with Pearl. She's always developed a relation first. So I think that is also a great piece. Yeah.
Amazing. 100%. I'll send this recording to them and they'll be like, okay, thank you. So by the way, Nimesh,
with Pearl, I will send it across. Okay. Did you ask me this question, or was it like 6 months back a question?
I think she was asking generally for the audience and what to cover in the topic, maybe. But great people again in the ecosystem, and I agree that relationships. I think I tell that to founders also a lot, that when you fundraising, don't think, okay, if it's a no, it's a no, right? Maintain that relationship, because in the next round, you maintain that relationship, it may just get a yes from the same people who said no, right?
Yeah,
because
100%.
now they like you a little more. Now the things have changed. Maybe in their mindset, the perception has changed. So relationship building, although very useful, also gets tiring, right? Like you have to manage so many relationships, but that is also main part of the business, right?
Yeah, Chetan, on that note, 100% agree to that particular aspect, because hello.
Now it's better. It's better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Chetan, on that particular aspect,
Hi guys.
Hi, Nimesh-bhai.
What a perfect
Very
time.
sorry, I completely forgot, because I came down to play pickleball, तो completely भूल गया. तो अभी मैं break लिया तो देखा, oh my god, इतना सारा missed call.
So Chetan, this is the vibe check he's giving us at the beginning of the call.
Exactly. Nimesh bhai, आपका मतलब
यही बात कर रहे थे. You want to see how I look completely full of sweat?
Yeah, of course. One of us is sporty enough to do that. Please.
नहीं ये सब. You are sitting with players who are too good at it. मैं तो amateur है, देखो. Okay, can you see the pickleball court also behind?
Yeah.
I can see it. Good to see you. एक small discussion अगर आप कर सकते हैं, तो basically we were asking, what should family offices look at in a VC to put in money, and you can answer that with saying good pickleball skills, etc. But what is your answer now?
Face of the GP.
The face of the GP. That's it. Nothing else matters.
Nothing else matters.
That's
something must have learned today.
Where is Apurva?
Apurva is there too. Apurva will have to talk
on
something.
Serious note, So on a serious note, I think basically you have to just ensure that you don't lose money first. First principle in life is return of capital before return on capital.
Right.
So that is why you need to create trust. You need to see GPs with integrity. I think that is the first starting point, right?
Yeah.
That integrity is very important. Trust is very important. Transparency is very important. I think next, of course, comes past performance. But as you know, past performance is no guarantee for how the future will pan out. In fact, I met quite a few GPs, quite a few LPs, who have a very different view, saying that वो past performance थोड़ा बड़ा funds होता है ना, उन लोग का पेट भरा हुआ होता है. So they don't really have the drive. And I think a lot of large VCs, you will see that the first fund is at an IRR of 30 plus, the second fund comes down, the third fund comes down, and so on and so forth, right? So I think it is all about the hunger, same as we look in a founder, right? What do you look in a founder when you invest? The same things you have to look for when you are looking to invest in a fund. I think there's no difference.
सर आप इस साइड क्यों हैं? आप why are you not on the family office LP side? Why on the fund side? Why did you start thinking of this fund now that we are talking?
So I think personally, with my limited resources, I have invested enough, and
Yeah.
with God's grace, I've got decent IRR as well. And so then I thought, why not benefit the larger world as well? And to also see that some of the things that were happening in the industry, if we can come in and change few of the things. Like for example, our fund doesn't have a catch up, because I don't really believe in a catch up in a fund, right? Because the investor has to make the risk-free rate of return, irrespective of what the fund manager does. So I think that practice is completely something that in Indian context doesn't make sense, right? So maybe fees, I don't want to buy a yacht or a boat, right? So I think the fees have to be decent enough to run your operations. So make it fair, make it transparent, do the right things, I think. That's all it is about.
Yeah, and a good thing is managing a fund, because his personal money, Apurva and me are there to manage, no? So we don't want a job.
Yes. You need a third person to manage your money because you are biased.
अच्छा, last चीज, last चीज before you go, all three of you are from Mumbai, ठीक है?
Yeah.
So what is it about Mumbaiite and Mumbaikar, I would say, that handles the money well? We need to touch upon that part, starting from Nimesh.
So I think that is something. So Mumbai card, if you see, and one more factor you have to factor in here is that all three are Gujaratis.
Oh, correct,
Yes.
correct.
Yes.
Gujarati and Marwadis are the best fund managers world over, right? Nobody can
Are you
beat them.
serious?
It comes naturally to them.
My wife is a Marwadi. I've never told her.
हाँ
मतलब अभी
बस,
बात
so you will
कराता
make
हूँ
lot of
आपसे.
money, right? So baniya log hai na, we are all baniyas, right? Baniyas know how to do business. Whatever business you put us in, we'll make money. Yeah. So that is all about it.
Nothing to do with Mumbai or anything.
Yeah, Mumbai is a vibrant place. Of course, it gives you a huge network, right? Money begets money, right? And that is what Mumbai is all about.
It is.
So, and that is how money grows, right? Because and there is a lot of factor of trust. So
Yeah.
apart from the simple thing, I think Mumbai crowd, I think all over India, if I were to look at, Mumbai is slightly different. There is huge trust amongst people who function here. I think I've seen some of that in southern parts, in a few southern parts as well. And I think, of course, Mumbai has been a financial capital forever, right? So
Yeah. मतलब I don't want to touch a controversy, but आपने मतलब Delhi North का नाम ही नहीं लिया. मतलब it's not something that you associate with or what? मतलब first association नहीं आता.
So I don't have too much exposure to that side of the geography. So I wouldn't know much.
Makes sense. That is the right way to say it. Jay is like, nothing to do with that, or maybe there is something to do with that. So certain cultures attract certain kind of people. They build some certain kind of people, and they are better at it with certain skills. I feel that Mumbai being a financial capital always, and there has to be a historical reason also why it's like that.
No, also I think one last thing I'll just add before, I think you're not allowing these two guys to speak at all. I'll allow them to speak.
I was asking them finally. You were not allowing. I was asking
No, so
them.
one other factor, see, Mumbai is largely Gujaratis, Marwadis. Of course, there are other people here as well who are flourishing. But largely Gujaratis and Marwadis work together, right? They work as a community and work together where it benefits everybody. And that we have seen in various businesses as well, right? Diamond is a classic example. Diamond is one village, Palanpur in Gujarat. Every diamond person is from there. And they've flourished, they've grown, and they've completely grown their economy, right? So I think it's all about community rather than being individualistic.
Absolutely. That's one big
I'll
reason.
allow Jai and Apurva to add more on that.
No, please, big boss, you can go before me.
In alignment, in alignment with, and that's what Nimesh mentioned, right? We are always in alignment.
Community, it's the community that makes a difference, right?
And honestly, me and Apurva have had multiple disagreements on 10,000 things in life. But at the end of the day, it's alignment, it's trust, it's let go. Okay, chal, let's move on, let's do something else. Because intentions are, everything's about intent, and guys. Niyat kaisa hai? Intention is pure.
Yeah.
I know his intention wasn't bad. My intention wasn't bad towards him. He's looking out for me, I'm looking out for him. That's it, yaar. But
That's all that matters.
but it is what it is at the end of the day.
Matlab, all this is coming to one central theme that paisa vaisa everything is secondary, DPI, return. You need to build a relationship. You need to have the right vibe. You need to have the sense of community. All those things matter a lot more because everybody can have access to money. Everybody can have access to ideas, right? It's the soft parts that also play a big role.
Yeah, correct.
100%.
And that's what
And
we're
that
building. Yeah, we're building with VCs, we're building with family offices, we're building with HNIs. Everyone's building across that, you know.
And that is the reason Nimesh also came in just to join us because of our relationship. Thank you, Nimesh.
Thank you. मैं जा सकता हूँ? Can I go back
Hanji,
to
Hanji.
playing?
Now you can go smash some
You
people
can go.
out. Yeah.
Go back to
Chalo,
losing.
bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye. Take care. Bye. Great. That was a great segment.
And a very important piece to actually end up is also that Apurva, I don't know whether you know, but Chetan and me also have been talking since a long time. We've not been able to do a few things. We've passed a few things. We've not been able to do a few things, but yet it was more relational today, right? At the end of the day.
It is. I think now this is the moment you get that as a founder, then everything else is secondary. See, you need to be yourself. You need to hang out with the right people, talk to them the right thing. Not everybody you like is going to give you money. You have to realize that giving money can be so totally different than having a relationship because it has to have a practical angle to it. And they need to feel that comfort with someone, as you said, right? I think, that totally aligns to, all the three of us and even Nimesh. That's why we were here. But it was a good chat, good segment with Nimesh as well. Jay, before we continue, I just need to do a time check. Your bottle is right in front of the screen. See, unless you are doing a placement for one of your portfolio company, which is not Nike.
Portfolio company, which is Nike. This is any room. I'm being honest with you.
It is the biggest.
His bottles are always the biggest. I don't know what is there inside. I've never ever tried his water or any. I'm assuming it is water. So
it is water.
Otherwise, I don't think so. I don't think so. It is water.
But trust me, the conversation started in every room. If you're really going to a very serious room where you don't know what to say, what's happening, take this bottle, sit, and people will then start talking about, oh, kitna liter hai, who carries this bottle? I'm telling you, it's a conversation starter. Try it out.
But he carries this or his other bottle, which is that transparent one, etc. He carries those bottles everywhere he goes.
Everywhere.
And it is this big. I can't.
I have not seen. What is this? 2 liter or more than that?
2 liter.
Wow. It's also a bottle to be used in your defense. If somebody wants to come and mug you or something.
Yeah, पूरा कल पैसा डालने के लिए तो भाई उसको डालना पड़ेगा ना.
उसको ये बॉटल दिखाई दोगे डर जाएगा. It is a very intimidating bottle, I must say.
But I love it.
Apurva, when he walks in with this bottle, you feel that it goes with his personality, and then the kind of bottles he carries, and he wants the conversation around that. Huh?
It has become his personality. It is part of it now. It is part of it. Oh, really? Yeah.
Oh, I uncovered something new on this podcast. Everything else I can edit out. This is the part I need.
No.
The personality.
This is his personality.
Guys, I love my bottle. I carry it everywhere I go.
By the way, full disclaimer, I am also drinking sparkling water, nothing else. I was just thirsty, so I khol liya. But in case you have something else, we don't know, Jay. So, I mean, it's totally fine as that as well. As long as it's hidden.
2 liter kya piyuga?
Sahi baat. But how do you guys usually chill? What are the good points just to conclude on more lighter note? मुंबई में अच्छे स्पॉट्स क्या है? अब नेक्स्ट टाइम आओ तो वहां जाना ही जाना है.
I'll go first. My favorite is Chinese, Raju Chinese, my Pav Bhaji, Santosh Sagar. You have to go. Guys, last night after Enrique, we all were there. Everyone was there at the end of the day. If you really want to have Indian food, status right here. If you want a South Indian in Purnima, that's a place over here. But I think we chill. I think we go for pickleball. We go for paddle also. I think there's a great place called Surf Society at Dadar Kohinoor building. You all should go. Apurva
Yeah,
goes. Forget it.
मतलब
I go.
I think सारी
I
list
go.
दे दिया all the list. I think it's the same list. Apurva is saying same list.
Yeah, same list, but my side of the town, which is as in we are just like few kilometers away, but there's an amazing South Indian joints where I stay. Almost 15 odd South Indian joints over here. So
Wow.
we love,
I-
that's the best part of our side of the town. And the same street Chinese food, or the street pav bhaji, etc. These are the favorite ones for, I think, all of Mumbaikars in that sense.
Okay, so the main question, since you mentioned South Indian food, do you like your idli dipped in sambar or you keep it separate? It's a very
For
critical
him,
question.
for him, it is separate. For me, it is with dipped.
Oh,
No,
it's
now
dipped. Okay.
now it's for me also now. To be honest, because I have more sambar, more protein. So I think now my mindset is shifting now.
You should eat more of the sambar, that means, huh? No,
Correct.
but
I eat that. I eat more sambar than more sambar than idli.
yeah, no, I
Yeah,
think even like a good like dosa with just chutney is also very. That's the thing I learned when living in Mumbai. They used to have these cycle walas who will come and they will give dosa and chutney. That's it. I'm like, where is sambar? This is the breakfast. So every day I eat that, and I used to enjoy that.
It's called Anna Idli. It has its own fan following. Anna Idli
You
bolte
know?
ho.
इसको
Yeah.
अन्ना इडली बोलते हैं. Okay, interesting. And
I I can swim with sambar.
but I think Gujarati food in general is just so good. It's not the typical South Indian, but the only reason I went to Ahmedabad to watch India Australia and we lost it, it was very heartbreaking. But the thing that saved was that Ahmedabad food. It was so good. I felt
Brilliant.
like it's one thing that I never came before. I don't know why I thought I never could visit Ahmedabad. For the food, I will visit again.
It is amazing. I think they only eat over there. I think it's that good. It is
Yeah, it
amazing.
is. It is the culture there. I think it's one of the cities that is, I feel, very underrated. People should go there for a lot of cultural immersion, textile. I think it has a lot to offer. Even the Sabarmati River now, the front is pretty good to hang out at night. हाँ,
Oh
liquor
yeah.
वगैरह नहीं है वहाँ पे. There's no, there is no. Obviously, that is a thing people may miss, but otherwise, it's a great city.
No, we enjoy. Before Apura and me go there, we always put a list कि किधर खाना जाना है. Like meetings तो हो जाएगा schedule, but we also put it on our calendar. कि where do we have to go and which places we have to go.
What about Delhi? You guys visit there? Do you have some favorite spots to eat?
Not favorite, but I really like Gurgaon. I really like Gurgaon as the infra, but Delhi food is banging. Like we really enjoy it. Like we look forward to Delhi.
Like the vegetarian food, or you eat non-veg as well?
Vegetarian.
Vegetarian is, I think they so Delhi's vegetarian is mostly chaat and there's
Chaat.
always a competition. Mumbai का गोलगप्पा अच्छा है या दिल्ली का अच्छा है? There's always this thing, right? They're very different kind of pani puris. So
Right.
chaat you
Yeah.
should definitely enjoy more.
And go to
No.
Kolkata, you'll get pani puri over there, golgappa over there.
Acha, that is totally different, right? Kolkata one is totally different. Yeah.
Completely different.
I've never been to Kolkata, so I don't know.
You never been there?
Oh,
Never been there.
oh.
I should go.
कोई डील निकालते हैं आपके लिए कोई डील कोलकाता में बिरयानी और बिरयानी तो खैर नॉन वेज होती है वेज भी दे हैव दिस पोटैटो बिरयानी व्हिच इज वेरी फेमस देयर इन कोलकाता but guys good chat around food to conclude is always good. Now I know some spots that you mentioned, Jay. Probably when I come there next time, Mumbai. For me, I can say it on camera. I've lived in Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, even Chennai for some time. The vibe of Mumbai is something I crave for the most. And I feel I can come and settle there as well in Mumbai. But But the pollution and all, you need to find a right balance. Maybe towards Thane, a little away from the busy Mumbai, yet near Mumbai is a perfect place.
It is.
But vibe, but it's a good vibe. But we'll definitely see you there. Thanks for this chat. I think we extended some time, but thank you for that flexibility.